Hey, welcome back. Um, Kay's not feeling well tonight, so KD is going to replace her. We're going to be talking about day two of the trip where we were at Efteling. And one of the things I forgot to mention was that we also rode the train that night. So that was the infamous hidden number six.
What type of a train was it?
It was just like a regular chance train,
Oh,
pretty much. It was like a smaller version of the scenic railway,
that's
except it was operating.
yeah. That's what I was saying. That's
Ooh.
actually running. When is it gonna run next?
May.
Next year?
Well, it's not going to run for Holiday in the Park,
Well,
even though I would love it to.
what about Fright Fest?
If it's not going to be open for Holiday in the Park, why is it going to be open for Fright Fest?
I don't know because sometimes they scare people back there.
Oh yeah, the Boo Line or whatever it's called, or the Bone Train, or
Mm.
yeah. So anyway, so that was the infamous hidden number six. So anyway, we had breakfast at the Efteling Hotel, courtesy of our crew. Thank you. Um, that was the first. Cassie mentioned that they had smoked salmon and chocolate milk, so I had smoked salmon and chocolate milk,
Okay then.
and both were wonderful. Thank you,
Good.
Cassie. This is when we met up with two members of our group, two members of the group, Linda and Debbie, and they actually didn't ride much. They were like KD here at Cedar Point in like 2002. Like they only rode like one coaster like five times or something, and they didn't know any of the other rides.
No, for me, I just loved them, and
Anyway,
so I wanted to go on again and again.
so we had to make sure. I wanted to make sure that I got all the coasters. Um, Kay's gonna hate. Kay hates that I use this term, but I don't care. I wanted to get her dark ride drunk on this trip. Do you know what that means? I wanted her to ride every single dark ride possible because she can handle them. So the first one we went on was Bob. It was a bobsled coaster, similar to Rolling Thunder that used to be at Great America.
Okay, yeah, back in the day.
Um, it's probably going to be removed by the time you listen to this pod. It's probably been closed already, but it was a pretty bumpy ride. I went on another bobsled later on in this trip, much smoother and which was much smoother and much better. This was open during early morning ERT, which I told a lot of people, hey, you should ride this ride and this ride and this ride because they're open for early morning ERT.
Sounds good to me.
After that, then I did Fata Morgana. We also did uh, Debbie, Linda, and my mom. We all went on this together. This one had like a 20-minute wait though, because at this point I think the park was open.
Mm.
Fata Morgana, it's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, except it's themed to like Aladdin.
Oh,
But it doesn't have a drop.
that's
That was
interesting.
something I was worried about, because of mom. Or
Yeah,
K, because of K.
right.
You probably could have guessed at this point. Uh, yeah, I think that was it. So uh, then it was time for the ninth ride at this park, and you want to know why the ninth ride is so special?
Why?
My 750th coaster! Woo! I rode Flying Dutchman. I know it has a different name, but I think in English it's Flying Dutchman. It's like Willingdor Hollander or something. I'm sorry. It's a really unique ride that is almost more dark ride than coaster. I have no idea what it's themed to though. It might be themed to like a ghost pirate. Your guess is as good as mine. What was next? After that, then we rode Python, or the three of us rode Python again, and then I rode George and the Dragon. I rode the other side this time.
George of the Dragon, not George of the Jungle.
George and the
Oh,
Dragon.
George and the Dragon. I stand corrected.
It's two sides, fire and water, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Uh, not my favorite GCI on the trip. We'll get into what my favorite ride is, my favorite GCI later. I apologize, folks. Um, whoops, after that. Okay, so then after that, then we decided to ride the only coaster there that I hadn't been on. And the reason why I wanted to ride it was because I believe was it Debbie's? I think it was Debbie's or Linda's. I'm sorry, I don't remember which. It was this one was going to be their 200th coaster, Baron 1898. It's a B&M dive machine. Um, it's okay. I can't I can't really say, I'm not the biggest fan of dive machines. No offense to any of the parks. No offense if you are a fan of dive machines. They just do nothing for me. Maybe if the dive machines were just lap bars only, maybe that might be cooler. I honestly find Eurofighters much more interesting and exciting, like Daredevil
Okay.
Dive at over Georgia. I would rather do Daredevil Dive than something like Shikra.
Okay. That makes sense.
Do you agree?
I still like Sheikah. It's short, but it was fun.
But what do you think of Daredevil Dive at over Georgia?
Mm, it was okay.
Hmm. It's just a preference. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, folks. Um, Hate to get into inaccurate opinions on this. Let me just go through. Okay, then we went into Spook Slot.
Spook slot.
I thought this was going to be like a haunted mansion, scary Omni Mover dark ride ghost train. It turned out to be a ghost. It turned out to be a ghost display.
Display.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
you were watching this like animatronic show for like 10 minutes.
Huh.
I thought it was a ride, turns out it wasn't, and I was a little upset and embarrassed. Uh, they were okay with it. After that, then we rode Symbolica.
Mm.
Symbolica, I guess the plot is that there's this rich mansion house that is apparently being taken over by ghosts.
By ghosts.
I
Okay,
think
that.
something like that. But what's cool is that on this ride, you have like three different layouts as to how you do it, and it's undetermined which layout you go through. So the version that we went through, it had like it had a scene of a dessert room or a kitchen where they were making a cake and you could smell sweets. Uh, there were a lot of sweet smells. It was very exciting and very fun. I didn't want to know anything about it, and thank you, people, for not revealing it or for not caring enough to tell me.
That too.
Haunted Castle. What was that? Haunted Castle. Apparently, we did something called Haunted Castle. What is Haunted Castle?
You don't remember Haunted Castle?
Talk for a second.
Because I'm like, you probably would be able to find the Haunted Castle. So in this particular park that you were talking, what is like the how many what do you call it? How many coasters are there?
There's about six or seven.
Okay, so not a lot, but a sufficient amount. I I always like I'll give up a couple of coasters in a park for some decent flat rides.
Keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
And then there's some places that do have a well, actually there's only a few places that on the top of my mind end up having
Hmm.
a good
Interesting. Apparently, I did something called Oh wait, I think I know what that is. Haunted Castle. It was a that was the Omni Mover Dark ride. That was themed to a haunted house,
Okay.
I think. Also, something that we didn't mention is that the park has a bunch of unique carousels. They have one carousel with like you know how you were a kid, you had like a rocking horse.
Mm-hmm.
They had a rocking horse where you could do a rocking horse where you could go forwards and backwards.
That's
They even had a carriage that was like that that went backwards and forwards.
really.
Oh, also, your kids would love this park because there's like 5 playgrounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, let's see what else. Uh, one of the carousels we went on was like super fast, not quite as fast as the Derby race or at Plainland Park in Rye, but still pretty fast.
Right.
After that, then we went on Dream Flight.
Dream Flight.
This was a super long line. But it's really good. It's kind of like Peter Pan's Flight, but it's heavily improved because it has 3 car trains that each hold like
Three?
4 or 5 people, and
A piece.
mhm, so the line moves pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also on like one of those. It's also on one of those walkways where it's kind of like at the airport where it's a moving walkway.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like if you're at Midway or O'Hare.
yeah, or Milwaukee or wherever.
Mitchell.
This ride, it's pretty much like Peter Pan, kind of, but it uses what is it based on? It's themed to fairies in the garden.
Fairies in the Garden.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
for years, it was considered one of the world's best dark rides. And there's even one point where you feel like it goes up a lift, and then it goes down a drop, and then you helix like 3 times around. Okay?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about Dreamflight? Because you rode Dreamflight and you rode Symbolica.
Is this the one that she won't?
No, that's not that.
No. Okay.
That's at Europa Park.
Ah.
Do you want to say anything about Symbolica or Dreamflight?
They were both very nice.
Oh, cool. Thumbs up. Okay, let's see what else. Dreamflight. I think that's it. After that, then we went on Carnival Festival again. Then we went on Vogel Rock. Then we went on Vogel Rock again, and then it was time to eat at this restaurant place, and it was kind of cool because this park was one of the few parks on the trip that had free soda.
Oh, that's nice.
Yay! Oh, and they also had bubbly, sparkling water if you wanted it.
Wow.
Yeah. I agree, Kay.
With gas or without?
With.
Whoa.
So yeah, I think I ordered like a bunch of orange sodas and stuff. Our meal was like
You ordered that orange Coke, didn't you, Meza something?
that was later in the trip.
Oh, okay.
You're like 2 or 3 days ahead.
Oh, sorry.
What did you have?
I mostly drank water, didn't I?
Didn't you have to pay for that?
Oh, then maybe I had
Soda?
Coke.
Okay,
I
so
tried a wine one of the last nights.
this isn't one of the last nights, but yeah.
I said wanted.
I thought it was on the plane.
Yeah, I had a wine on the plane too.
That does not help her sleep, folks. If you have any remedies about how to sleep a lot on a plane, comment down there.
I don't sleep on planes.
So they picked 2 women from our table and
Oh, you're talking about that place.
yeah, Efteling. At the
They had to go into the kitchen and
At
help
the
the chef and
head-
then serve us.
Het Wapen van Ravenlegin.
Yep.
I think, folks.
Yep.
You know, it's like your typical TGI Fridays name.
Typical. Textbook.
It was more. I think it was maybe more like a. What would you compare it to?
The
Like a
chicken
tavern?
place at Knott's Berry Farm.
No, it wasn't like that. I'm saying like the seating.
Oh, yeah, because you were, like, on benches.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Very long benches. We each got a chicken and we got like cheesecake. Oh, super good.
Really nice.
Then we got to do a tour, or we got to do kind of a behind the scenes tour where they looked at some of the offices and some of the what else? Oh yeah, like the place where they made the decisions,
The
like
boardroom.
the boardroom, yeah. And I made a decision. It's like, should we add something good? I agree. No, but no, I was thinking like,
This is what they wore around their necks.
Oh, cool.
So what they did is they went into the kitchen and
Sure.
they served us.
Oh, I see.
So they brought out the chicken.
So was it like
they brought
medieval?
out- Yeah, sorta,
It's
but
like kinda
it was
got
in
little
long
medieval
tables.
thing.
yeah. So they brought out the chicken
Cool.
and they brought out the vegetables. We sat down and there was like cheeses, olives, pickles,
You could
Uh,
pick through.
Prosciutto or
Prosciutto.
bruschetta.
bruschetta. No, it wasn't the toast. It was the meat. Prosciutto.
And I think we were asking like if drinks were included, because like we had only had like 1 or 2 bottles of water, even though we had €10 each. I don't think we ever used the full amount except for Europa Park at the end.
Because we bought souvenirs.
Yeah. Well, even then. After that, then we did the. I don't remember the name, but it's the suspended monorail that took you around. That took you around the fairy tale section.
Oh.
Yeah, now you're scared. Previously, you said you were fine.
Not on that, I wasn't. The other monorails. Because it was only one track in the middle.
That's called a monorail.
I know, but.
Hence,
Was it a
mono.
small track? Or
Well, you were in a car, so you were like not on the rail. You were like kind of to the sides of it. And that I don't like.
But
you
was
want it to be secure?
Yeah, like the train monorails, you know?
But what was cool was that even though the four of us could have easily fit in like 2 cars. We each got our own car, which
no,
was
I
kind of
went with Debbie.
okay. Then we got 3 cars then.
I wasn't going alone in that. But it was kind of fun to go around and see like the little like tree houses and stuff.
And the
And
playground.
there was a playground down below.
Yeah, I told KD about like the park has like 5 playgrounds with sand.
Wow. Any
Um,
water around? Any pools?
there's some lakes, yeah. There's some rides that I didn't get to ride due to like time, and this park, with maybe the exception of like 4 rides, they don't have any skip the line pass. So you're kind of like time crunched if you're there.
And a lot of the first parks that we went to, they had playgrounds for the kids.
Mm.
Except for I don't think I saw a playground at the fair.
Oh no, well yeah, that's different. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else we should mention?
About Efteling.
We did not see the nighttime water show, but I've asked some European people or in some enthusiasts in general if it's as good as World of Color. No one has responded to me yet. I don't know if they hate World of Color or if it's a US Europe thing or whatever it is, but hey, if you think the Efteling show is better than World of Color, at least on par, again, comment below and I'll check it out. Let's see. Is there anything else? Ooh! There was an Efteling museum. There was an Efteling museum which included like old photos of the park, original souvenirs, drawings, concept art. It was a really cool museum. Kay,
You're wanted.
okay, we'll talk more about it later.
Okay then.
No
pun intended.
Yeah. So then, I got a picture because because I did mention earlier that they retracked like 95% of Python. They saved a piece of the track, and so it is available for like photos at the end of the museum outside. So I'm hoping I was okay.
It appears as
That
such.
photo will never see that photo will I will never post that photo, but yeah, that was pretty fun.
Cool.
Um is that what I should name this episode? I sat on a roller coaster track.
Okay,
Mhm.
that works.
Um after this then we went back to the hotel. I got to chat with with Ranger and Beardman, Dan the T-shirt guy, and Aunt Sue. I got to talk to them to
That's
kind
when
of
everybody was in the bar.
yeah. I got to explain what had happened and my reasoning, and hopefully and asking Ranger for forgiveness and an apology and like accepting my apology. Do you want to talk about the Efteling Museum real quick?
Oh, that was really cool.
Yeah. And Kay's not into theme parks really, but what'd you think?
I thought it was neat. They had a lot of rendering drawings that it was like a sketch that turned into like a watercolor. So that was kind of
Interesting.
cool.
That was different.
And then in the back room, they had like heads and that were used on mannequins or used on different things throughout the years of the park and that. So
Not bad.
it's very interesting. They even had like Six Flags tags in the Flags gift shop, like under the plexiglass.
They don't have it anymore, but yeah.
Interesting.
Kay is saying you need some sleep. You want some hot cocoa for the ride home?
No, that wouldn't do it. Maybe some Diet Coke or Pepsi.
Why don't you wrap this up so we can get going?
He still has about 50 minutes.
You know,
Justin.
the only thing is that I can't say that much because I haven't been to the park.
Based on what I've said, would you want to go to the park?
Sounds interesting.
It was
It
very
is.
very family oriented.
Yeah, it sounds really
And
like
something
there
that
could be a lot
something
that
that
the kids
Kay,
could do.
oh, we did the train again, but this time it was a round trip. Something that Kay mentioned about the park is that it keeps a lot of the trees, and the reason is because they're are they like a forest preserve or a nature thing?
No, they were a like a charity, non-for-profit.
Yeah,
Okay.
So if they take down a tree, they have to plant at least 1 to
Another
4.
one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It could be a bush, a shrub, or something, but it has to be something living. So they really try to build their rides around the landscape of what they have, so they don't need to. We were on, what floor were we? 4th, 5th, 6th? Something like that.
Yeah.
You looked out and all you saw were trees and only a little bit of...
you saw the Symbolica building.
Yeah. Anything that was really tall, you saw, but otherwise it was just trees. You couldn't even tell there was an amusement park there.
Oh, there is something you should mention.
Oh, in the rooms.
Yeah, why don't you mention what's in the hotel room?
Well, I saw it first,
Yeah.
I think. And it was in different places in all the rooms. So everybody was asking, did you see the mouse? So what it was in the, under the table, the end table between the 2 beds, there was like a hole for a mouse, and there was a mouse that was peeking out. And then also in all the rooms, you had to find the ruby slippers. Those were located in the closet with the minibar.
Oh.
Now, a lot of people, their minibars were not stocked. Ours was. Ours was stocked inside and outside, but we didn't touch any
Yeah,
of
we
it.
didn't take advantage.
No, I wasn't going to pay euros for some of that stuff.
Could have probably paid some of our euros that we did.
Well, I think we were okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also in all of the rooms, they had things for kids. So they had like crayons and little coloring books.
Oh, cute.
So you can give those to your daughters. I'm sorry, there were only 2, not 3, but It was very, very. Was that the place with the bunk bed too?
No, that
Oh.
was Europa Park.
Okay. I thought we also had one that was more like a family room. Also, no.
I think that was just Europa Park.
Okay. Okay. But everybody was talking about, did you find the mouse? Did you see the mouse? Did you find the slippers? Because the slippers were really hidden.
And to kind of be good
I
news,
think we did take pictures of them.
Mhm. To be good news, I think that's when Ranger hopefully forgave me and understood what had happened. So that
You don't have the memory card in here to show any pictures.
I think I have it on the computer.
Under what?
Pictures, maybe.
Where?
Pictures from camera. I'll find that later. We're stalling. Anyway, join us.
I just saw it. Okay, sorry.
Can I have the lists back? I need to do teas. Join us next time when we talk about what if Indiana Jones was a log flume? Does this ride count as 2 coasters? What do Belgian fries taste like? And do I climb any playground equipment?
Ooh, suspense.
The suspense is killing me.
Subscribe to me and I'll subscribe back. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.